Welcome everybody to another Voice of Nick show. We're doing more of our Posthomerica artwork here, so I think we're gonna sort of finish on this guy, who I still don't know what character we want him to be, but he can just be any random Greek warrior. And we're gonna basically just put textures onto this layer and then move on to the next character. So let's grab this, change the brush, change this. Okay, so now we just want to kind of get this stuff in here. It's not really meant to be used as a layer for shading, although we're kind of adding some elements like that. Oops. We mostly want it to be like a weathering effect. So yeah, we're just gonna get a bunch of little squiggles on there. Good. And we'll do the same thing for the cape layer, which is this, yeah. That would be this. Alright, let's get all our squiggly lines in there. Good. Okay, what else needs that? Oh, you know what we should do that on is the the spear we didn't do it for. Okay, so good. We'll put Philoctetes back on. Oh wait, no, we want to do the ladder first. Okay, so let's organize these layers then. What is this? That's the belt. All right, we definitely got to organize 1, 2, 3. This is the cape. 1, 2. This is the golden aspects. Yep. 2, 3. Outline. Yep. That stays. That's the skin tone. shield. And then all of this, 3, 4, 5, 6, all of those go into one layer. Okay, now we're going to do this ladder, which I don't think it's really necessary for us to do the parts behind him, so we'll leave him on. But yeah, the ladder's going to use the same color scheme as the golden parts. I guess the logic is that any metal items are depicted with this gold, which I think is kind of cool. I'm taking that design language directly from a piece of Greek art, because I think it's a really inspired color choice. Okay, so let's do this. And this is going to have a little bit of a different situation with it. And we'll address that in a second. We don't want any of the lines to look too straight. Welcome Plot King to the show. Welcome Baldy Bearded Barber to the show. Baldy Bearded Barber's on episode 41 of the Twitch book. Cool, well, I'm glad you like the podcast. Anybody who doesn't know what Baldy Bearded Barber's talking about, I think the chatbot commands are turned off right now, but the Twitch Playbook is a free weekly podcast I created to help you guys with your Twitch channels. It's on iTunes, Spotify, all the major podcast platforms. You can find it in the channel description. Good stuff. I'm glad you like the podcast, and welcome to the show. Okay, so we're gonna take this. Before we do any more details on the outline of the ladder, we're gonna fill it first. Okay. Do that. We should really make our own brush at this point for the soft whatever paintbrush, because every time we select it we have to turn the size down. Okay, so we'll do that. Let's make our brushes really quick. I don't even know how to make a brush in here, so that's concern number one. So we're gonna say around 50 something is gonna be the usual size, maybe like 45, 46 we'll go with. Now how do I actually add a brush? Can I add it on here? No. Oh, add. Okay. No. Can't do it like that. It's like an explanation of the details of the brush. Maybe you can't, I would literally just want to change the settings of this brush. Let's see if we can do it in the brush manager again. Maybe if we click the brush, that just turns it off. That changes the name or deletes. Why can't I click any of this other stuff? Oh, okay, let's see what we're doing. I guess you can't make your own brushes. I guess you have to do it outside the app. That's pretty annoying. Alright. So now we're gonna take this. We're still gonna use a, whatever you call it, masked layer. We're gonna take this color of the outline and we're gonna turn this down a little bit. Change the opacity a little bit, and yeah, actually let's make this larger. There you go. It's giving it sort of like a brushed texture, like a wood texture almost. Because it could, I guess it could be like a white, you know, one of those white woods, the ladders. I don't know why they. Okay, good. Now we'll turn Philoctetes back on. Let's put this ladder in a layer. Okay, good. Now we have the 3 Greeks done. We might add another Greek in there somewhere on the bottom, but for now, let's move on to Trojans on the wall. And these are going to be smaller and less detailed than the Greeks were. I almost want to start doing the wall itself first, because I think, well, it doesn't matter, because we can move the Trojans wherever we need to move them to. Okay, so those are done. Now we'll start doing this and this. And we're going to take our swatches, we're going to put them somewhere else. Okay, so as for starting points, we're going to probably take the metal first, and then yeah, probably metal and then outlines and then under drawings. Okay. And we'll obviously just let the outline live past the actual border of the wall. And then we need to make a second layer for his spear because it's going to live on a different plane. It's going to be in front of the wall, whereas everything else is behind it. I'm not really sure why this spear would be white and the other one would be, I guess it's made out of a different material or something. As long as we can justify it to ourselves. Okay, so that's good. Now we'll get the outline in. It's probably best to do it this way where we're doing all the chalk brush stuff first. It's faster that way, I figure. And these we can see have way less detail on them even than the other guys who are already minimally detailed. Okay. All right. This should live under both gold layers too. And that would be the entire outline for this guy. Very quick. And I figure that's what it'll be like for all three of these Trojans. Aeneas, I would like to change his character design to something more interesting, but we'll figure that out when we get there. Also, it looks like I had some kind of sunburst design on his shield here, which could be kind of cool. Okay, good. So we're moving. We have 3 figures in, and we're getting the rest of them. I don't think it's really going to come together until we have the wall, so I'm kind of antsy about just wanting to put that in. Maybe after this guy we'll put in the wall and see what it looks like. But yeah, good stuff, ladies and gents. Thanks for joining the show. The channel's called The Voice of Nick. If you want to see more, don't forget to hit the follow button, and I'll see you next time.